Every morning, we sit down with our coffee, open our laptops, and type in a password. It is a quiet, familiar routine. We do it so often that we barely even think about it, trusting that those few hidden characters are keeping everything safe. But relying on those few characters carries a hidden risk. Passwords, by their very nature, are vulnerable. They can be guessed, they can be shared, and most importantly, they can be stolen. Think for a moment about what sits behind your specific login. If someone else acquired your password today, what could they access? They could read your private emails, download sensitive company files, and reach into the core systems that keep the organization running. The underlying issue is that digital systems cannot actually see who is sitting at the keyboard. They are completely blind. If a remote attacker types in the correct sequence of letters and numbers, the system assumes they are a legitimate employee and opens the gates. Because passwords grant this kind of unrestricted access, attackers actively hunt for them around the clock. Let's look at exactly how they do it. This animated flowchart shows the primary ways credentials are stolen. The first method is phishing. Attackers send fake, deceptive emails designed to look like routine requests, tricking you into typing your login details on a fraudulent page. The chart expands here to show malware. If you click a malicious link, hidden software can quietly install itself on your computer in the background, recording your keystrokes and capturing your password as you type it. Finally, we see data breaches. Attackers frequently break into massive third-party databases, extracting and publishing millions of passwords at once. If you use the same password across multiple sites, a breach on an entirely different platform can expose your company account. With so many active threats pulling at our defenses, we have to face reality. We must operate under the assumption that a password alone simply cannot guarantee our accounts are safe. To understand how we solve this, look at this rendering of a modern office building entrance. We can visualize our digital network as a highly secure physical workplace. In this physical space, your standard password is the metal key cut specifically for that front door lock. Your key works perfectly to get you through the main glass doors, but once inside, you do not walk straight onto the main floor. Instead, you immediately arrive at an internal security desk. This desk is where multi-factor authentication, or MFA, steps in. You can think of MFA as the vigilant human security guard standing behind that desk, providing a mandatory second layer of defense. The guard acknowledges your key, but they still need to verify your identity. They demand a secondary proof, something only you possess. This might be a fingerprint scan, a code sent to your phone, or an authenticator app prompt. This completely changes the dynamic. Because MFA requires a physical, secondary proof of identity that cannot be downloaded from a database or copied from an email, it stops a remote hacker cold. Let's see this in action. Here is an attacker working remotely, attempting to breach our system using a stolen password. Because the digital system only reads the characters provided, it recognizes the stolen password as correct. The attacker successfully clears the first barrier. But immediately, the MFA guard steps in. The guard halts the attacker at the second checkpoint and beams an approval request straight to the real employee's mobile phone. The attacker is entirely locked out. They have the password, but they do not hold your physical phone. They cannot tap the screen, so their progress drops to zero. This is the power of MFA. It shifts the control away from the invisible attacker and places it right in your hands. Even when a password fails, the breach is stopped in its tracks. When that notification lights up your personal device, MFA is acting as the system's eyes. It is looking directly at you and asking one simple question: is it really you trying to log in? The most important thing to remember about this process is simple. Only approve an authentication request when you are the one sitting at the keyboard, actively trying to log in. The real danger arises when a notification pops up unexpectedly. You might be out to lunch, in a meeting, or relaxing at home, nowhere near your work applications. An unexpected prompt like that is never a system glitch. It is a live alarm. It means someone else has your password and is currently standing at the digital security desk trying to get past the guard. When this happens, you have one job: press deny. By tapping that single button, you slam the door shut on the attacker. Once you deny the request, contact your IT team immediately to report the incident. They will help you change your compromised password and secure your account. By paying close attention to these alerts, you turn your everyday phone into a powerful tool that secures the whole organization. You make the final call on who gets inside. Your password opens the door, but it is multi-factor authentication that keeps the wrong people out. Every time you verify your identity, you shield your own workspace and the data your entire team relies on. Protecting your own account is the very first step in protecting the entire organization. Stay vigilant, keep your device close, and trust the guard at the desk. At Experts Academy, we help teams build a shared culture of safety and awareness. We provide clear, helpful training so that every person becomes a vital part of our collective defense. If you need support or want to report an incident, reach out to us at info@expertsprimeacademy.com.